Hey guys, welcome to Testing Academy and welcome to the 30 days API testing challenge. And this is the day 18 where we are on a mission to learn API testing in 30 days. And today's task is basically we need to understand the what is headers in API testing and how many types of headers are already there, right? So I'm excited to share all this knowledge information. Let's get started. All right, guys. Right. So before moving on, let me change it to this. All the information are available. All the tasks are available here. Scrolltouch.com/API/task. You can look around. And scrolltouch.com/API/day 18. You can find more details about all the things, all the sources that I'm talking about, right? So let me open Postman meanwhile because we are learning more Postman along with it, right? And so this is typically it looks like that. So let me open this link. Right. So list of headers basically. So what are headers basically? Headers are the nothing but the key value pair that you need to send in a particular request. So whenever you are making a get request, put request, post request, any kind of a HTTP request, you need to send a particular header. Header can be used to basically tell the server what kind of request we are sending. For example, in headers we can mention our authorization token or authorization username and password so that server knows that client is authenticated or not. You can also mention the content type, for means what are the content type that we are sending. For example, we are sending a JSON request or not. What type of request we accept basically as a client browser or as a client means what kind of, for example, we accept JSON only, we accept plain text or not. So that is all the things that you think about, you can basically mention into the headers. So typically, for example, this is a typical any kind of a, you can say a GitHub API request. So as you can see, we have a authorization header as a key value pair. So this is a key, this is a value. So authorization is added, cache control is added. This is a Postman token, which is basically added by Postman in the header section, but that is fine. You can add content type. So we are basically telling that to the server that we are basically working with application JSON because we are sending JSON in this form. This is a post request, right? We are sending so content length, which basically be calculated when the request is sent. So this is the content length that we are sending. This will automatically be calculated by client. So right now the client here is the Postman, so he will do that. Host name, user agent, basically you can say what kind of, basically right now since I'm using a Postman, so the user agent Postman runtime. If you're using a Chrome or Firefox, the user agent changes according to that, right? And what we accept everything. We accept the encoding of gzip, deflate br. These are compression algorithms. Connection, we want connection keep alive in that case, right? So these are a couple of headers that I have discussed about. If we go to this link, you can see the list of HTTP headers. There's a huge list of HTTP headers. I'm going to talk about few of them which are important and definitely which I feel as a software engineer with more than 8 years of experience are important to discuss, right? Right. So let me open this mind map. Right. So you can see here that there are like lots of header options are already available, right? It's a huge list. Now, so let's discuss about the first one, which is authorization. In authorization, what we do is that we basically sense the credentials, right? It can be in a form of basic auth, it can be in the form of bearer token. So we have a different type of authentication in Postman. If you see, uh, right, if you click on this authorization, we have like lots of different authorization ways to do that, right? So whenever you fill the form, it will be automatically added to the headers part, right? So that's what you can use. Accept cat set basically means what kind of cat set we are accepting.
In the content type, basically what we do is that as a client, we mention that, okay, what kind of content type that we are serving in a request. For example, we can be serving application slash JSON, application slash XML, or a plain text, right? So that we need to mention, especially. If we are using a browsers or Postman as of now, they will automatically add this kind of headers in your request. But if you are, whenever we are doing your API automation, we need to mention these kind of headers uh, particularly, especially as means we have to add them manually in the scripts. Okay, so let's talk about the e tag. So e tag is a basically nothing but it's a unique string which basically allows you to version any kind of a resource. right? If you go here to this link, I'm going to share this link here. And it basically says that the E tag is it's a STP response header is identified by specific version of the resource, and it lets you cache more efficiently and save your bandwidth as a web server. So if the E tag is added to your request, it basically saves your bandwidth and more so if there is a no change in the version platform, definitely client can cache the response, whatever it is coming from it, right? So let's move back to the mind map. Now we have accept encoding. So for example, what kind of encoding that we supporting? For example, it can be gunzip, pflat, fr, right? Further, if you want to use basically these, whenever we are sending the resource or sending any kind of a request, and if we are getting any kind of a resource, so what kind of so they generally send in using certain compression algorithm, right? So that's after that they are decrypted here in the browser client libraries, right? So basically we are mentioning that we accept these zip kind of a platform, basically these kind of encoding that we support here, right? Set cookie is nothing but it's basically sent by a server to the user agent to set a particular type of a cookie. Access control is basically allows you to indicate whether the response can be shared or not. So, uh, how is the access of this particular page is there, right? So that is what we need to mention. Further, and thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.